Show for a Monday. Kind of new and improved. Well, not really. I'm feeling better at least. 751-1041. I want to say thanks again to everybody who emailed and sent Facebook messages with well wishes. Thankfully, I'm feeling a heck of a lot better. Still going to be a little bit of time spent recovering, but I'm completely mobile, which is good. Basically, the hematoma that I've been talking about, that blood clot, which is a byproduct of my blood thinners that I'm on, ended up getting infected, and I had to have it removed. And I can't say enough again about Oro Valley Hospital. I got an email from somebody who was like, "Shh, you're giving away the secret. If you have to go to the hospital, we go to Oro Valley up here. Shh, don't tell anybody." But just an absolutely great facility. I'm actually making the tour. I'm hoping to spend at least one night in all of our local area hospitals, and then I'm going to write a book over which one is the best. Okay, I'm not really going to do that. But so far, I've been actually not a bad idea. If things keep happening this way, and pray to the good Lord above that they don't, I mean, I should really go, I think I'll go to UMC this time. I think, I haven't been to that's right, I haven't been to St. Joseph's. Maybe I should go check them out for a while. Actually, I have been to UMC. I could, because my son Kyle was there when he was dealing with some asthma a while back. So, anyways, glad to be back. I'm glad to be back. 751-1041 is the phone number. And when you call in this morning, if you don't have to do the well wishes if you don't want to. I appreciate it. Of course, now no one's going to call because they don't want to be the first ones to call in and not say, "I'm glad you're back." So now I've totally botched this whole thing. You're listening for your cue to call in to pick up tickets to the second NASCAR race of the season, end of the month, Sunday the 27th at Phoenix International Raceway. When you hear your cue to call in, and we played the sounder at 6:30, if you missed it, you'll recognize it when you hear it. You want to be caller number 8 to 751-1041. Your chance to come on out and join me, meaning that we'll both be there at the same time, at the same place, because I'm going to be going as well. All right, speaking of the Super Bowl, this came out over the weekend, and it took them a long enough time to arrest this guy. But the Marana Police Department and FBI celebrated Super Bowl a little early on Friday by arresting the man that they suspect had inserted the 37 seconds of the adult X-rated movie into the local telecast of the 2009 Super Bowl. I know, seriously, it took them a long time. I really do. I think you're right. I think they did it on purpose. I think let's wait. Let's wait until the weekend before the Super Bowl, and then we'll nab it. Frank Tanori Gonzalez, 38, who was arrested just after 5:30 on Friday at his home in Marana on suspicion of fraud and computer tampering. Gonzalez was a supervisor, longtime employee of Cox Communications at the time of the incident, left the company's employment shortly afterwards. This, according to the Assistant Attorney General, Matt Jetty. Gonzalez was in a Pima County jail late Friday. So 2 years ago, Tucson, of course, received a great deal of attention when someone cut into the game with less than 3 minutes left to play with a clip from Wild Cherries 5. And I will not describe what it showed. If you missed it, it's too bad. This is also a kid-friendly show, and I haven't given you enough warning. Yes. I love how the story, though, in the Arizona Daily Star says, even comedian Conan O'Brien made light of the incident on his show. Is this some sort of standard? Even Conan O'Brien talked about us. It was that big of a deal. Only those watching the standard definition feed of the game on KVOA saw the clip. Amy Rezko, the spokesperson for the Attorney General's office, said the footage was running on a Cox channel at the same time the Super Bowl was being shown on Comcast. Comcast ended up offering a $10 credit to all of its 80,000 subscribers, whether they witnessed it or the scene or not. So, by the way, if you were curious just how much 37 seconds of viewing adult footage unwarranted is worth in damages, it's $10. Yeah, so 37 seconds equals $10 in damages. So, a preliminary search of court records indicates Gonzalez has no past criminal history Those in charge of the case declined to comment on why it took more than 2 years to make an arrest in the case. They say, as we suspected, the interruption of the '09 Super Bowl in Tucson was an intentional malicious act, the statement read. We appreciate the FBI's diligence in thoroughly investigating the program interruption and determining what happened. You know, the one thing that I find kind of fascinating about this is, you know, what outcome was the person who was involved in this expecting? I mean, are you just, you've got to be, you know, we talk so much about mental health, especially in light of what happened on January 8th, right? We talk so much about the mental health of people. I mean, did he simply figure he wouldn't get caught? I mean, why would you go and take the risk at all of having this happen? I mean, did this guy just live in fear for the past 2 years? Or did he think he got away? He probably thought he got away with it. You know, it just, again, it's just, you've got to be a clueless idiot who to think it was funny and then figured that you wouldn't get caught at some point in time. When we talk about the mental health of individuals. The other news that I wanted to mention briefly, because the top of the hour mentioned it, top of the hour news, was talking about Gabrielle Gifford's husband, Mark Kelly, who decided to go and pilot the next shuttle mission. Now, again, I don't pretend to know or to be able to read anybody's minds as to why Gabrielle Gifford's husband has decided to do this while his wife recovers. It's certainly his choice, and apparently it was a group decision to do so. However, I will say this much: in terms of NASA coverage, this is going to be the greatest thing to happen for NASA in terms of viewing and getting people excited about a shuttle launch in years. I mean, this is going to be, considering how much, and you know, rightfully or not rightfully so, how much has been made of what happened January 8th here in Tucson. You watch, when we get around to the time of the launching of the space shuttle piloted by Gabrielle Gifford's husband, I mean, this is going to be major news, major coverage, more so than we've probably seen since some of the first early flights. I mean, when the shuttle used to take off, it used to be a big deal. You know, people would, you know, pay attention to when the flight was and make sure they caught it on TV. And, you know, now it just seems like normal fare. I mean, there are those of us geeks out there that will still try to go and watch it. But since then, people don't really pay attention anymore. Oh, when this particular flight happens, yeah, this is one of the biggest PR moves that NASA could have ever made. Now, I'm not implying that that's the reason why they're doing this. I'm just saying, be prepared for the massive coverage and the in-depth reporting. You're going to find out more about the space shuttle and what these astronauts go through than you ever have, as the media tries to create a narrative out of this whole thing. 751-1041. Let's go and talk to Freddie on line 1. Good morning, Freddie. Welcome to 1041 The Truth. How are you this morning? And Freddie, really quick, I've got another story later on, again, Freddie, today. I've got another story out of the paper over the weekend where they are still talking about, you know, who is to blame and the vitriol and everything else. They just can't let it go. What's your other point? Did you work with the Super Bowl adult footage guy? Well, I mean, if what you say is true, and you worked with this guy, and there were people there that knew, why in the world did it take 2 years, do you think, for them to go and prosecute? Weird. Wow. No. Let's stop there. Thank you for the call, Freddie. Let's not go down that road. That deteriorated. That deteriorated quickly. I don't even want to speculate where that was going, but yeah, you called in. I was going to say thanks for calling in, but I'm going to leave it at you called in. And again, that's all allegedly that he worked with them. Let's go ahead and take a break. I think that's probably the best thing to do at this point in time. Yeah, let's play some music. Let's wash our hands of this, and then let's look towards the future at a time when we're not having that phone conversation. 751-1041 is the phone number. Latest on the recall efforts. Not just Dupnik, but Russell Pierce as well. And a new bill by Frank Antinori that may give you the opportunity to oust somebody who is not an elected local official. We'll get your thoughts on that. It's the John Justice Show, and Big Al's going to look at your roadways next. 38 degrees outside on 104.1 The Truth. Tucson's News Talk FM.